Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of Gruul Auras, or welcome to episode 2 of Gruul Auras. We are theoretically going against one hard Greek. I actually was in this lobby earlier, and he refuses to press the A button because he is obviously very depressed about his country's financial woes. I deleted that video and started a new one so you guys don't have to sit here. I've been kicked from the game, you fucking pussy. That's awesome. Why even have a lobby open? So, let's see if we can find another one. Maybe that guy just didn't know how to make a private lobby. Or, you know, he just, maybe the welfare in my name, like, sent him some bad vibes. Let's see if we can find another one. Hope we can, then I can get started on the day's rambling. There we go. I am Groot, giant. Let's do this. So over the weekend was the Paper Magic Origins pre-release, and I actually had my worst pre-release ever. Like even like when I first started out. I think like when I first started out. Well, let's look at this real quick. We have no red and a 3-drop we can't cast, so we're not gonna keep that. This classic hoplite into aura. But which will probably get bounced, but whatever. We're just gonna go for it. If he bounces it, he bounces it. If he doesn't, he's in deep shit unless he throws a Guard Gomazo in our way, and we have Wandering Wolf to get through there. But it's the Izzet deck. Yeah, so I ended up going 1-3. I've never done that bad. I think even like my very first pre-release, I went, you know, 2-2 or 2-3. This pre-release is only 4 rounds, so like my first round, and we're gonna play the damage race here. This is gonna be super risky, but at least next turn I can go Young Wolf for blocker into Wandering Wolf for more damage. But in my first game, actually my pool was fairly mediocre. Actually, it was just straight up mediocre. It was so average I was actually able to build 2 functioning decks, a black-red one and a blue-white one. But so my first round opponent, he was playing blue-green, and he had like every single bomb I can imagine in those colors. It was absolute bananas. Alright, so he has no instants or sorceries, given the way, you know, the game tapped for him. Usually, the game will auto-tap and at least leave open mana for shit you can cast, so thank you, Stainless, for arming us with that information. I would like to, I mean, I am happy with the 4th land and a Wrecking Ogre in hand and a bunch of evasive creatures, but I need that second red. So let's get a defender and an attacker. So if he attacks with both, like I think it's just an easy Young Wolf block on the Kiln Fiend. I'll take the 2 from the Electromancer, what the fuck ever. Now, interesting note, I don't have to swing with this Satyr Hoplite if I don't want to. I can't imagine a situation where I wouldn't. Again, he's showing us he has no instants or sorceries. He doesn't even swing. Madness. Alright, so there's an Aura Gnarlid. So we're just basically going to flood the board, and if we lose to Anger of the Gods, then so be it. If he wants to double block that Hoplite, he can. That means he loses an Electromancer and a Young Pyromancer, and that I'm fine with. Or does he just want to go all the way to 8? That I'm fine with too. Alright, so if we have Mountain off the top, and he taps out again, which he probably will, unless he top decks a spell, then we got this. I don't think this is a situation where I hardcast Wrecking Ogre, but we'll see. If he has an Anger here, it'd be fucking hilarious. Okay, but he's got a shit ton of chump blockers. But the Aura Gnarlid to get through there, and a good thing now that this is Fear of the Bin, I don't have to suicide this. So I can actually keep the Aura Gnarlid at 3 power to get through this sea of foolishness. It's just the Hoplite won't be able to block. He's not even going to swing. Actually, I can still swing with the... The thing is, if I swing with the hoplite, like, I don't have lethal next turn. There's no reason to swing with the hoplite here. I mean, it's not going to block, but I'm not going to give him... Just let it kill him for free. No. Because the Wandering Wolf can't get through. Either the Electromancer or the Pyromancer have to block it. Yeah, I'll just do it like this. I mean, there's no good reason. It's going to get chumped. And it might actually just die, and it'll make my Aura Gnarlid much, much worse. But I still have him on a 2-turn clock, even if he blocks the Wandering Wolf. I just have to make sure that Aura Gnarlid, you know, stays at 3. Okay, he could have a Trumpet Blast. I mean, I guess if he goes all in, I do some blocking. But that's an Ogre Battle Driver, so this game's... Oh, shit. He can block the Aura Gnarlid now. Unless I top deck a land, no? Alright, so since the Aura Gnarlid's going to get blocked, I'm going to go in with the Hoplite now. And just, actually, it's going to go in with everyone, because he has to trade the Pyromancer for the Wandering Wolf. And the Ogre Battle Driver for the Gnarlid. Right, let's see if he sees it. And we should still be fine if we draw a mountain off the top. It's a shame we didn't draw an aura there. Like any aura, that's game over. So he made the correct blocks. He's watching damage effects. But you know, we still have 2 evasive creatures. And any aura off the top, any aura, any mountain off the top, and the game is over. So he's got 1 card in hand. I can't imagine. He top decked that land. Alright. Well, there's no reason to swing with the wolf. He'll just block with the Kiln Fiend. I can upgrade it, but whatever. We'll just do it this way. So he's got 1 card. Really, all he can do is anger here. I don't think he can burst us down from 19 with the Kiln Fiend. If he angers here, like, that's his only out. Anger of the Gods. Like, I know he doesn't have 2 removal spells. I mean, he could have a Think Twice, but whatever. I'll just upgrade this Wandering Wolf to a 2/2. And that's yet another thing he has to deal with. And then we'll go from there. And there is the Wrecking Ogre for the style points. And Groot has had enough. Let's go to combat game. So let's see if he actually had anything. So there's a good 8 damage here. Really only one of these guys has to get through. I don't think he had anything. And so yeah, that was a kind of a struggle, I guess. But we got there. Oh shit, what is that? Oh, the Battle Mastery. We finally got it. Hopefully a night and a half away from Duels Origins, we finally did it. Oh shit. Wasn't even keeping track of that. So full disclosure, like, you know, I initially had this game on the 360 because it never actually launched on time on the Xbox One, which was super depressing. And so, you know, I played it, you know, a fair amount on the 360. And then when it finally came on an Xbox One, like, I got it. But, you know, it was just so late in the life cycle that I don't really play this game that much anymore. I played it enough to unlock the battle boosters. I played a couple games against Hakeem, and then all the wins and games since then have been for this channel. So we got there, channel. We did it, YouTube. We did it, Friendster. We did it, MySpace. We're esports now. We did it. We got 100 wins. Let me see. I got my iPad here. Let's see if I can find some air horns that I can play into the mic. Let's see. Okay. MLG Darude Sandstorm. Let's fucking do it, guys. There we go. Esports, baby. I'm just gonna let it play.
Son, where'd you find this? Oh my God! Wow. It's the mother remix.
This is so ridiculous. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, and if you didn't, I guess I'm sorry, but we're esports now, dude. Got the 100 wins. So anyways, back to my pre-release. I get absolutely destroyed game 1. This dude was playing like blue-green. He had like 2 Harbinger of the Tides. He had the Mana Gorger thing, the thing that grows every time your opponent plays a spell. He had Nissa. He had the Colossus. It was nonsense. So he ran me over with my black-red deck. So I sided into my blue-white deck, which is blue-white flyers, and you know, like 4 claustrophobias and Sigil the Empty Throne. So you know, I have Sigil in my opening hand. I slam it turn 5, and then his turn 5 he slams Conclave Naturalist and just destroys it, which I'm not even mad about because you know that 4/4 is like completely main deckable and sealed. So just absolutely murdered there. And in my round 2 game, I play. She could not have been older than 11. An 11-year-old girl. Great kid, sweet kid. She knew how to play. She just wasn't very good. But you know, she was actually very fun to talk to. Or, you know, I have a really old iPhone because I just don't really give a shit about cell phones. So you know, she was telling me what she was gonna get on her birthday. And, you know, she wanted to get some new phone. I don't even know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm like, look, I have a grandpa's iPhone. I don't know. And you know, she had a good laugh. But you know, I beat her, and then round 3, it was this dude was playing mono black, and I steamroll him game 1 with my black-red deck. Game 2, I actually scoop accidentally. What had happened was I'm at 1 life, and I have a 5/5 demon from Priest of the Bloodright swinging through the air. I'm finally stabilized. And, you know, I managed to get my priest off the ground, and I have a pair of Dragon Fodder tokens just holding down the ground against his 1 Nantuko Husk. And, you know, he's top decking. We're both top decking. And then he flips his card and flips open the Eye Blight Massacre, I believe it's called. And it gives all non-elf creatures -2/-2. Well, he just slams that down, and I just scoop. Like, I don't even read the card. Like, you know, I don't know, like, my game was not on. Like, my head has not been on. Even, you know, you saw the last episode on Friday. My game head is not on right now. Probably just because I'm antsy waiting for Duels Origins. So I scoop that game, and then, you know, I don't even realize it until I get home. I'm like, wait, his fucking Nantuko Husk should have died, and he'd be top decking, and I'd still have a 5/5 angel at 1 life, or 5/5 demon at 1 life. And then game 3, he just won. Eventually, like, he had a lot of recursion in his deck, and I played the black-red deck again when I should have sided into the blue-white deck, knowing he's mono black. I mean, because like my black-red deck had a lot of removal, but he had a lot of graveyard recursion. So just because I was stubborn that game one, like just rolling him and then, you know, pretty much almost winning game two, like I didn't switch out decks. But I should have switched out to the blue-white Flyers deck for that game three, and he won. So, you know, 1 and 2, I'm not winning anything anymore, but I stay because I very rarely go out and play Paper Magic. You know, I spent 25 bucks, whatever. And then round 4, like I get demolished, like by this super aggressive red-white renowned deck. I don't even know how the kid's 1 and 2 at that point. Like he should have been easily 2 and 1, but he actually wasn't. He wasn't that good. Like game 1, again, I stabilized at fucking 1 life. I get my Priest of the Blood right off the table, and I got a 5/5 demon. And you know he like triple top decks me. He top decks an answer for the demon, and then for my next dude, and he eventually just gets me. And then game 2, I side into the blue-white deck. I keep a sketchy 2-hander or 2-lander, and I never draw the 3rd land, but that's on me. And he curves out and just annihilates me. Like I scoop at 10 life because he has like 3 dudes on the table, and that was my pre-release. I literally only was able to beat an 11-year-old girl, if she was indeed 11. But on the bright side, you know, when I got home, checking Twitter, like LSV, my favorite, Luis Scott Vargas, my favorite pro player, he went 1 and 3 at his pre-release too. So it happens to everyone. And why do I like LSV so much? Well, I mean, 1, he's Hall of Famer. 2, he's very good. 3, I find his jokes and puns hilarious. But the biggest thing for me, like when I watch his videos, like, you know, watching Magic to me is inherently kind of boring. Like, you know, you got to have someone with a personality to like back it up, or you're just seeing some extremely high level play. It's like I usually can't watch like pro players like, you know, stream or, you know, their YouTube videos, but I can watch LSV because, you know, he's funny and he plays fast. Like the shit I can't stand the most is people who play slow. Like, you know, he'll make mistakes every now and again, but he plays fucking fast, and that's why I like him so much. But anyways, you guys have heard me rant long enough, so I'm actually going to pause the video now and try and find a second game, and then we'll go from there. And again, sorry if you guys didn't like the MLG air horns, but we're esports now, baby. That's how we do. Be right back. Hey, what is up from 6 minutes in the future? We're back against Gruul. Hopefully another person who will eventually figure out how to hit the A button. That'd be wonderful. Please. I don't want to start rambling again until this game. There we go. Alright, so what else happened over the weekend? Oh, it was revealed that there will indeed be a daily gold cap on Duels Origins. Doesn't really upset me any, because I was just thinking, like, how could there not be? Like, how are they ever going to make any money off people who, you know, actually like the game and will keep playing? Because if there's no fucking gold cap, and speaking of cap, do I keep a speculative no aura land? I don't think I keep this, especially since I don't have the double red for Wrecking Ogre, and neither of these guys are evasive. Yeah, that's a terrible hand. And do I go to 5? I mean, I have 1 evasive creature, so, like, you know, one of the reasons to play this deck is even if you don't have your auras, like, you can still get in damage, but we're in rough shape here. Rough shape. Oh, there we go. Basic plains, basic bitch. So as I was saying, oh yeah, there's gonna be a gold cap, and like I don't see how, you know, Wizards would ever make any money, like if there wasn't. Because, you know, you just grind out the packs so fast and grind out so much like extra money that by the time, you know, the expansions start rolling out, like no one's gonna pay any money, like, because, you know, they're gonna make most of their money off people like who actually stay with the game and like the game. Oh, it had to be an elite Vanguard, didn't it? Oh shit. So it's mono white auras against Gruul auras. Who you got? Well, now that he's tapped out, if I hit a red, I'm gonna do the Inferno Fist, but I don't. So I can't swing into that because I think that's first strike. He's eventually gonna find an Armored Ascension, and we're gonna die. So this kind of sucks. Yeah, so everyone's all up in arms about the gold cap, but really, yeah, it sucks that the Wizards guys said, you know, there wasn't gonna be one, but who's gonna trust those morons at this point? Like, we still don't even know if the game's coming out on Xbox One and Steam on Wednesday. It's fucking Monday night, and nobody knows. So there you go, Wizards and Stainless for you. And I guess, like, you know, on the iOS devices, the server's been down all day, so nobody can play. So, you know, typical par for the course launch for Wizards. I mean, if he wants to trade 3 for 3, but, you know, he's up 5 life on us, but he's not good at that math. He's probably just waiting on an Armored Ascension. But, you know, even if we hit a red here, like, it's, oh, Jesus. It's a 5-turn clock. Because we'd be, I'd swing with the Spire Tracer and, you know, the 4-power Wolf. But that's not happening. And like I said, if he has Armored Ascension, we have no hope of winning. I don't really think I could have gone mulligan down any lower in an Aura deck. Like I said, you know, I kept the hand with, you know, the at the time evasive creature. And hoped to rip into some mountains, and it worked out that way. So, whatever. He doesn't have Armor Ascension, though, so that's good. He'll eventually find it, though, because of course he will. Really have... you know, you have Baneslayer Angel. We could be seeing a Divine Verdict on one of these Spire Tracers. But we're too far behind. Like... You know, at turn fucking 5, our opponent shouldn't be at 22. We're not gonna win against any like big creature, which he obviously has. He had no play. He's probably just sitting on a fucking gaggle of 5-drops. Since he had no play on 4, doesn't make any sense that he wouldn't have all those cards. Maybe he's trying to bait me into enchanting something and then hitting it. Doesn't want to blow his Banisher Priest too early, but I don't see why. So he must have just drawn that. Yeah, I mean, okay, now he goes. So even now, this Wandering Wolf isn't that great because I can't get that high enough to be able to slip past that Devil Enchanted guy. So, you know, actually, we have more forest than... Or, more mountains than forests in the deck. But, you know, what can you do? I mean, I'm not even going to chump block here. There's no point. He's going to find a flyer to take care of the Spire Tracers. Or an Armored Ascension. Maybe he has a Planar Cleansing. I don't know. Let's see, what else, what can we talk about? Oh, me and Hakeem played a fun little game today. For those of you that don't know, got another elixir. Yeah, we're really fucked. There's no winning. Like, we don't even have any removal. Like, all we have is the Inferno Fist, but that thing's too strong. Too strong. What does he have in his hand? He's at 5 land, and all he wants to do is cycle Elixir of Immortality. It makes no sense. What's that, like, Felidar Sovereign? I don't want to sign out. Stop listening. Like, where does Connect get those commands from? Like, I'm not even, like, even remotely saying whatever it is I said to get that to pop up. But no, for those of you who don't know, I used to post a lot over on the No Goblins Allowed forums until Jesus. I'm not even salty anymore because, you know, I'm just like, fuck this game. Who cares? I'm gonna leave both back. Yeah, of course you have Righteous Flow. I'm gonna Chumbalk with one. Just in case he has another Ethereal Armor. But, like, you know, there's no point to this game right now. We're gonna lose. Like, there's literally nothing I can do. I could have mulliganed to 5. That was, like, the only thing I could have done differently. But, you know, he's basically playing the same game, you know, we are. You know, play some auras on it. I mean, he's playing Elixir of Immortality. He gained 10 life. He should actually be at 11, and maybe this would have been a little bit more, you know, exciting. But, you know, I can't overcome fucking a 10 life gain with no backup for that. I mean, I don't care. Just end the game. Show me your combat trick. It doesn't matter what we draw. We're dead. So we play a game. And there's a. Oh, hey, look at that. I should just enchant it for him. I mean, I lose my board. Like, I'll go to 1. This is so stupid. I don't know. We'll play it out. We'll see if somehow we can steal a win. All right, I'm gonna get in for 5. Bring him to 16. Like, we can't even blood rush a Wrecking Ogre. Like, if we top deck 1. We can chump this fool. Actually, no, we're just dead. I didn't even do the math. I don't give a shit. And he just gains life anyways. Who cares? So anyways, as we wait for this guy to figure it out, I'm not gonna block. Like, what a random deck. But yeah, that's your. I'll be glad this meta is going away. The Duels Origins meta, even though with the limited card pool, it looks like it's gonna be slightly more interesting. Less, less super bombs, and just less fucking mono white ethereal armored ascension nonsense. Or just just a lot of less nonsense, it seems like. I won't know till I get my hands on it. But anyways, back to my story about me and Hakeem. So I used to post a lot. I used to get into it with people, but like mostly just me making fun of them, or just a lot of people just can't handle criticism, and I naturally just like to fuck with people, so I did. So eventually, I actually got permanently banned from that message board for just picking up, accumulated warnings, like nothing really crazy, but basically I got too many parking tickets, too many speeding tickets. They took away my license. So what the fuck ever. But one of the guys who helped contribute to that, one of the guys I, always got into it with, I guess he eventually got banned from that message board too. Imagine that. That guy was the one always starting the shit for really. But I guess he came back under he wasn't even trying to hide the fact that it was him. So me and King were talking. I'm like, dude, just put a poll up there and see, or have the poll read do you think banned users should be able to come back under different names? Obviously it was about this guy, because this Asperger's stricken person can't go 2 minutes without talking about Magic the Gathering tactics. And so put it up there, and a lot of people actually thought it was about Hakeem trying to get me back, and he actually made a quip that I wouldn't go back even if I was offered a king's ransom. That's a little bit over dramatic, but if I was unbanning, I could easily make a new name and fucking mask my IP or whatever the fuck you would do, and easily start posting there again. But I just wouldn't, why would I go back? I don't really give a shit. I'm not gonna go there and be told how to talk, how to behave, or just be surrounded by super fucking sensitive fucking middle-aged people. A lot of these dudes are older, with kids, and they just can't handle criticism. And it's all right, you guys don't want me around, fuck off. I've got my own platform here now. I've got you guys, everyone who tunes in. We've been at this for 2.5 months now. I feel like this is my new community now. So a little teary-eyed thank you for those who continue to support the channel just by watching it and being active in the comments. So yeah, I don't need to go back to a message board, because I got YouTube now. We can all talk shit to each other. We can all get into it. We can all just say what we want and not have to deal with some self-important fucking message board mod saying you can't do this, code of conduct, blah blah blah. It's fucking sad to me. It really is how some of these guys conduct themselves, like fucking hall monitors. So no, I would never go back to a message board, especially now that I do this. There's just no reason for me to. And so, but anyways, yeah, that thread ended up getting fucking locked by one of those, self-important mods. Hey, you guys can't discuss moderation in the Duels message board, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna lock this thread. It's fuck off. Who cares? Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna try and find another game. It's probably almost a half an hour, just me rambling about everything. But back to the pre-release. I really wasn't salty. I was more stunned than anything. I'm How do I fucking go 1-3? Yes, that sounds like I'm fucking I have a self-importance. Yeah, of course I think, you know, I'm fairly talented at games in general. So yeah, I was stunned that I went 1-3. But, you know, I took all my rares out, and I actually won a raffle for one of the starter decks, the Hicks's Prison Warder starter deck. But it came with 2 boosters, so that was kind of cool. But the 11-year-old girl, she's there with her dad. And I was actually, you know, outside, you know, smoking. You know, me and her dad were talking. I actually didn't know that this dude was her dad at the time. And he was saying, yeah, you know, I told him, like, yeah, I just show up and draft or whatever. I don't like play constructed. I mean, one, I don't want to invest all that money. Two, like, you know, constructed games are inherently just more boring to me because you always know what you're going to face, especially in duels. Like, you know, you have like 10, 20 decks, archetypes you could probably go against, you know, but actual Paper Magic Standard, like, looking at maybe 5 or 6, you know, actual decks that people are going to bring to FNMs or, you know, Star City Opens or whatever the fuck, PTQs. So, you know, it's kind of boring to me. But he was talking about, yeah, I just come here to draft, and then, you know, I give the rest of my cards, you know, to my kids. I keep all the rares and do that. So, you know, after I lost in round 4, I took all my rares out, gathered all my shit, and just, you know, gave it to that dude. I'm like, hey, you know, here's some more cards for your kids. Like, it's like, oh no, man, thanks. And then he's like, yeah, you played my daughter. I'm like, oh, cool, she gets those cards. Like, even better. She was a real cool kid. So that's how my pre-release ended. I went and yeah, I kind of drove home in a stupor. I was like, and then that's when I realized about the Eye Blight Massacre thing. I'm like, shit, that would have killed his dude too, and I wouldn't have died. And it was just, I just spent the day stunned. But, you know, I didn't feel I built bad decks. Both those decks were decent. They weren't great, but they were both perfectly serviceable. You know, my pool was average. Aside from the round 3 where, you know, I didn't read the fucking card, I felt my play was good. And it was just one of those days. But anyways, we'll be back tomorrow for hopefully the last episode of Gruul Auras and the last episode of Magic 2015. And then from there, we can go right into Duels Origins. I fucking hope, because, you know, now that I got my last achievement on this game, like, I'm just fucking done with this game. Like, it's just hard to care anymore. It's been a year. I mean, I'm sure we all felt that way about the other games too, you know, once the new one was rapidly approaching. But anyways, take care, everyone. Thanks. And if you're on message boards, I don't know. I mean, some of you guys are cool. I mean, a lot of you guys are cool. Some of you guys are fucking idiots. Some of you guys are way too sensitive. And all you mods out there, you're not important. But, okay. Goodbye.